Hello, dear student. Welcome to our live answer writing session. So today we are going to discuss about a question of 10 marks. So question is discuss the impact and significance of socio-religious reform movement in 19th century in India. Okay. So here the impact and significance you have to write. So it is a 10 marker question. You'll have to write that in 10 minutes and 2 pages. So you have to write in proper structure. So your time starts now. So please write and make a PDF, then submit that in Telegram group. So we'll evaluate it. Ha. So you can see it. So discuss the impact. So what is the meaning of impact? Tell me. What is the meaning of impact? अरे बताओ meaning of impact क्या होता है? Impact can be positive, impact can be negative. Now I'm 100% sure that no one have written this negative impact. I know that. So impact can be positive, impact can be negative. So you have to discuss here the impact, positive impact, negative impact, and significance of social religious reform movement. Okay, so I think the question should be asked about the significance, then it should be asked about the impact. Okay, चलिए कोई बात नहीं. So we'll see 19th century. So 19th century of India you have to write. ठीक है, 19th century of क्या USA. 19th century of India saw a major social religious reform through various. So first हम देखते हैं parts में क्या करना पड़ेगा. So discuss the impact and significance. So this is the two parts. So first part you have to write some positive impact, or I think you can write in impact like this. You can draw here, you can write the positive impact, here you can draw the negative impact like that. Some positive, some negative. You can write 2 to 3 points, so that is more than enough. So like that way you have to write. Okay, so first part is about the impact. Then second part, what you are going to write, what are the significance, how it is giving positive outcome to our society. So you are going to write significance. Then you have to add the conclusion, and at the introduction you have to write something that reflect the essence of social religious reform movement. You have written that 19th century India. No need to write this in solution जरूरत नहीं है. You can start directly from here. मतलब in real examination you should not waste your word or time here. So the major social religious reform through various religious battling social evils, advocacy for development and modernization and eradication of hindrance. थोड़ा सा make this statement very simple. Statement को बड़े straight forward रखो. 19th century of India saw a rising tides of reform that want to reform all the social evil prevailing at that time. Very simple. मतलब very simple statement should be very simple. ठीक है, complex मत बनाना. Make it very simple. Okay. Okay, actually what happened the moment evaluator not able to understand anything, तो पढ़ेगा ही नहीं. उसको लगेगा यार क्या पढ़े, रैंडम मार्क्स दे दें. तो इसीलिए यू विल नॉट गेट रिवार्ड फॉर दैट ना. सो मेजर सोशियो रिलीजियस रिफॉर्म मूवमेंट. सो आत्मीय सभा. The next is Brahmo Samaj. ठीक है, you have written very good. End of the Sati Pradha advocacy. ठीक है, it's good. But you have spent so much of time here. So definitely you have lose the essence. I know that. If something is missing in the next part, you will find that. Malwari. ठीक है, you have written the so major socialist reform movement. I think this is not the exact demand of the question. This is not the demand. Okay. You have wasted 1 page writing something that is not core demand of the question. But other notable work, क्या भाई, ए भगवान, सब कुछ गड़बड़ी कर दी. इसको लिखो बाबा, इसमें क्लियर होना चाहिए. First, you can write its impact. You can write positive impact, negative impact, or you can start from the significance. Significance means bring about reform in our society, women empowerment, then caste. Then you can talk about education, religion, rationality, logics, promote nationalism. These are the significance. Then you can say impact. And impact you can write like that: positive impact, negative impact. In positive impact, it bring about rationality. Same thing, bringing nationalism, people together. They start questioning everything. Negative thing is it promote communalism. So we have categorized the ancient history as Hindu history. We have categorized the medieval history as Muslim history. So that create division between the Hindu and Muslim. Second thing is in case of the Europe, so their Renaissance movement is very wide. It led to the development of industrial revolution, scientific temper, but it is mostly in India. It is restricted to the philosophy and normal things. It is not extended to the scientific development, all these things. So that is what the second thing. Then third is socialist reform movement is restricted to the only middle class and urban people. So it is not penetrating down also. These are the few weakness I think already given in very well in our spectrum. उसको अच्छे से पढ़ना था, वही चीजों को आपको यहाँ लिखना था, ठीक है. सो यू हैव मिस द कॉन्टेक्स्ट, you have missed the context. So other notable works, so you have written what you have, you know, what you have known, जो आपका नॉलेज है वही आपने लिख दिए. ये नहीं कि पूछा क्या है उसको पढ़ना है. ये पेज भरने से एक्चुअली मार्क्स नहीं मिलती है. वेन एवर यू आर राइटिंग व्हाट इज द कोर डिमांड, यू विल गेट द मार्क्स, ठीक है. तो इसमें मैं मार्क्स आपको नहीं दे रहा हूँ क्योंकि दिस इज नॉट द आंसर व्हाट आई वांट, ओके. तो इसमें इसमें तो मेरे हिसाब से तो मैं 2-3 भी नहीं दूंगा क्योंकि मेरे को जो चाहिए वही चाहिए होना चाहिए, ठीक है. इन शॉर्ट वी कैन सी सोशलिस्ट रिफॉर्म मूवमेंट इराडिकेटेड इविल. देखो यू हैव रिटन लॉट ऑफ थिंग्स, ऐसा नहीं कि आपने नहीं लिखे रिफॉर्म नहीं किए, बट आई वांट प्रॉपर हेडिंग प्रॉपर. नो, you are writing like, you are giving everything to a person to find what you want. Rather we should make everything what the person is want. For example, I want pizza, so you are bringing everything, menu and putting in front of me, जो खाना है खा लो. नहीं, हमें पहले समझना पड़ेगा what is the demand, we have to write that. मैं इसको evaluate नहीं कर रहा हूँ, मतलब मार्क्स नहीं दे रहा हूँ, बाकी तो मैंने कर दिया हूँ. ये context missing है, okay. So discuss the impact and significance of social-religious reform movement 19th century of India. Social-religious movement of 19th century. अरे इंडिया लिखो. ऑफ इंडिया इन द 19th सेंचुरी. किसका सोशलिस्ट रिफॉर्म मूवमेंट, हमारा या बांग्लादेश का या पाकिस्तान का या फिर अफगानिस्तान का? बाय द वे सब हम एक ही कंट्री थे उस समय. यू हैव टू राइट लिटिल बिट ऑफ क्लैरिटी ना. वाज लेड बाय रिफॉर्मर सच एज स्वामी विवेकानंद, राजा राम मोहन रॉय. ओके ओके, गुड गुड, नो प्रॉब्लम, इट्स गुड इंट्रोडक्शन आल्सो. तो इम्पैक्ट ऑफ सोशल जस्टिस रिफॉर्म मूवमेंट, क्या इम्पैक्ट है? हाँ, दिस इज व्हाट. बट इम्पैक्ट में यू हैव ओनली रिटन द पॉजिटिव इम्पैक्ट. इम्पैक्ट कैन बी पॉजिटिव, इम्पैक्ट कैन बी नेगेटिव. ऑलवेज रिमेंबर, इम्पैक्ट इज बोथ पॉजिटिव एज वेल एज नेगेटिव. बट 99% student will write only about the positive impact. No, impact can be positive as well as negative. Always, whenever it is asking impact, you should write positive as well as negative impact. So abolition of social evil like sati, promotion of widow remarriage, then women, ठीक है, modern education, sati. देखो repetition नहीं हुआ है. Same thing you can write this act. Say widow, same you can give the example ना. So avoid repetition. You should avoid the bluffing. Okay. So abolition of untouchability, caste, you can already, I think you have written there na. Here also I think you have written somewhere. So abolition of social evil, ठीक है. So significance promote nationalism, societal justice. हाँ देखो कैसे अच्छा लिखे ना. And then religious tolerance, ठीक है, nationalism, universal brotherhood ना. Then humanism, promoted humanism ना. Promote logics and rationality ना. You can see how many points you have written. Here it is 1, 2, 3, 4. You are getting 6 points. So this is more than enough to write a good answer. Even 15 marker also. Socialist reform movement not only transformed the Indian society but also created modern India national movement. Yes, you can say it is the socialist reform movement modernized our Indian society. That is what paved the way for growth of nationalism and ultimately independence in 1947. Okay, so you have to write like that. You can link in history. Generally, we link current incident with the future. So we can say add futuristic. Yeah, but it is anyway, it's good and good conclusion, but it can be further improved. ठीक है. So आपने क्या लिखे? चलो, ये यूपीएससी के हिसाब से आई एम गिविंग ऑल दिस मार्क्स ऑन द बेसिस ऑफ यूपीएससी. So don't worry about the marks what you are getting. So you should rather focus on the what you are learning through this answer writing. देखो मार्क्स कभी भी कुछ भी मिलता है, वो कुछ नहीं कर सकते हैं, बट योर ऑब्जेक्टिव शुड नॉट काउंट द मार्क्स. विजय लक्ष्मी का ले लेते हैं आज ना. देखो आई थिंक समटाइम व्हेन एवर आई एम सेइंग समथिंग यू माइट बी फीलिंग मुझे ऐसे बहुत डांट दिए, कुछ भी बोल दिए, बट यही आपको सिखाएगा, समझ रहे हो ना. यही चीजें आपको ना करने में मजबूर करेगा. सो 19th सेंचुरी सोशलिस्ट रिफॉर्म मूवमेंट aimed to modernize Indian society by eradicating medieval social evils. So reinterpretation religious dogmas through lens of reasons and promoting equality and human dignity. What very good introduction. मतलब आप समझ सकते हैं हाई लेवल की इंट्रोडक्शन है ये, जिसमें बहुत क्लियर स्टेटमेंट है, मुझे समझ में आ रहा है, प्लस यू हैव रिटन इन ए वेरी गुड वे. सो गुड कंक्लूजन, गुड इंट्रोडक्शन. Very good actually. So key impact and significance. So eradication of dehumanizing social evils. Then movement rigorously challenge the orthodox tradition practice like राजा राम मोहन राय एकदम खिचड़ी बना दिए जो मन में आया. ये एक पॉइंट से है. ये सेकंड पॉइंट है, इमांसिपेशन एंड एम्पावरमेंट ऑफ वुमेन. यस, गुड पॉइंट, गुड पॉइंट. बट योर पॉइंट शुड बी स्टार्ट फ्रॉम हियर. ओके, अच्छा आपने हेडिंग लगे तो हेडिंग से यहीं से कर लो. Then your point should be here and it should be clearly visible. Uh, a reform recognize that no society could propagate women remain. Yes, very good point. Yeah, good point. This is Brahmo Samaj. Okay, female. Chalo. So what is it? Untouch. Combating caste rigidity. देखो थोड़ा सा तो लिखना पड़ेगा, मैंने बताया ना. लाइक ज्योतिबा फुले थ्रो दी सत्याशोधक समाज, सेल्फ रेस्पेक्ट मूवमेंट. यस यस यस, यू आर राइटिंग, बट थोड़ा हाईलाइट करो, क्लियरली देखो. राइज ऑफ नेशनल एंड कॉन्शियसनेस. ठीक है, बट आपने सब चीजों को क्लॉव कर दिए. सो इट्स बेटर टू राइट फर्स्ट द इम्पैक्ट. इम्पैक्ट कैन बी पॉजिटिव, इम्पैक्ट कैन बी नेगेटिव. So positive impact, I think in spectrum, I think we have all seen that there is a particular section, negative impact of socialist reform movement. Please read that properly, na. Negative impact. Then you can, here you can write 3-4 points. Here you can write 3-4 points, na. Then significance. In significance, you can write 4-5 points. मैंने खगेश्वर का कॉपी में लिख दिया हूँ, तो सेम चीज है, यू कैन जस्ट कॉपी इट. ठीक है, ये वाला आप कॉपी कर सकते हो. मैं अभी आपको सेंड कर दूंगा हर दिन ना, जैसे ही कॉपी वैल्यूशन होगा ग्रुप में सेंड कर दूंगा, आप लोग देख लेना. सो द सिंथेसिस ऑफ rationalistic Western idea with the indigenous spiritual philosophy, modernization identity that transcend religious and caste brotherhood. Okay? You have written, no doubt you have good knowledge, but thing is that it should be in a well structured. Because the evaluator is not going to study like I'm studying line by line. So they will see whether the structure is good by just looking, having a, just imagine like having a glance. If a person is understanding that yes, you have written good answer, then that person will give you 4.5 marks. If that person need to put a lot of effort, then that person will understand, that person will give you 3.5 marks. If middle, little bit of effort, little bit of required, you will get 4 marks. So that is the reason structuring of your answer is very important, because UPSC in syllabus itself clearly say that more good marks will be awarded for good structure, good legible handwriting. So दोनों पे आपको focus करना पड़ेगा. So these movements created a balanced approach to modernization while preserving cultural heritage and democratic society. थोड़ा सा उसको और अच्छा कर सकते हो. ठीक है, नीड टू इम्प्रूव. देखो, वन थिंग ऑलवेज रिमेंबर, बी वेरी फ्यूचरिस्टिक इन, so whenever you are writing history, particularly modern history, conclusion आपको क्या करना पड़ेगा, be very futuristic. For example, you can say the socio-religious reform movement reform our society, bring modernity to our society. That is the reason for emergence of the nationalism, emergence of the modernization, and that ultimately help in achieving independence and modernization. Independence, you can write that only. This is what you should be your conclusion. Always link what is happen with the future, then you can get easy conclusion. Okay, and introduction always start little bit of earlier. Why the social religious reform movement started? It started because of oppressive religious practice and social dogmas that restrict our societal progress. So you can start to reform that. We have started social religious reform movement.